As a pastor, I found that many people don't read the Bible because it's too big. They have no idea where to start. It's not that they don't want to, they just don't have any idea of how to.
It's intimidating, it can be. It's just so much. And they don't sense it's an intimate relationship.
When you first look at it, it doesn't seem relevant because it was written so many years ago.
I think the reason people do not study the Bible today, first of all, is because they figure they don't have time.
You see this huge book with a lot of things that a long time ago, names you don't understand, cultures you don't understand.
No one doubts the lack of Bible knowledge. It's hard to find people who know the 10 Commandments, the Beatitudes, the 4 Gospels, or even the difference between an apostle and an epistle. But you know, Bible knowledge is not really our biggest problem. The fundamental issue we're facing is a lack of engagement with Scripture, where the Bible's the basis for our relationships, our convictions, and our whole worldview.
I think that it's the only book that is truly living and will make a difference, no matter how you come to it.
Every single time you just sit there and go, wow, I didn't know that. That makes this mean more to me. What a different, it just opened up the window to a whole new world in the Bible.
But when you take BibleJourney, you understand the relevance to today because everything is taught in the historical context. So it makes the Bible really alive and about real people.
I enjoyed all aspects of BibleJourney. What I enjoyed most about it was the teaching that we received from the professors. I also enjoyed the interaction in our breakout groups, and it was just a wonderful experience, meeting new people, hearing different perspectives.
What I've loved about BibleJourney is, as a pastor, is bringing a tool to the church, not just to the seminary student, but to anybody in the church that will really help them to know where to start, how to walk through the Bible and see the big picture of God's story.
What's so miraculous, what happens in the new covenant? How are we going to be faithful to the law? How does this happen? We're not exempt from the 10 Commandments. There's a transformation that takes place internally.
So the class was never just the class. It was something that was prodding me to go to another place. The teaching was profound and inspiring.
Our first topic in our journey is the topic of provision. And for obvious reasons, we're going to begin in a tent.
This one is as rich and deep a teaching as any I've ever had.
I think what was dynamic about BibleJourney, it was a long process. We had a couple years where we spent, but at the same time we were really moving pretty quickly. And Dr. Leniak, the first night, I remember explaining it like traveling the Blue Ridge Parkway. You'll have your favorite places that you'll love to go back to, but at the same time there's value in seeing the whole thing so that your favorite places are set best within the beauty of the fullness.
And they lived holding on to a promise of a settled land. But generation after generation, they just kept moving. And so they lived in tents, which became a symbol of that kind of existence, which is celebrated in the New Testament as the life of faith.
When I first heard about BibleJourney, I thought it would be interesting from an intellectual exercise. But once I got into class, I found that God was speaking directly to me. And it changed my way of thinking. It changed my ability to be a servant. It gave me the tools to interpret Scripture differently. And it really humbled me, and it actually brought me closer to God. And to the point now where I've decided to enter seminary, and that's what I'm currently doing.
Let me tell you what I love about BibleJourney. BibleJourney allows us to take in-depth perceptions and perspectives about the Bible and bring them right home where the church lives. As a member of a staff, BibleJourney allows us to extend the ministry of the church and allow people to get a feel for a deeper knowledge, more than we would do for a typical Bible study. It allows us to ask questions about the so what of the Bible. Questions like, if Abraham and Sarah wrestled with infertility, what does that say to families struggling with infertility today? Questions like, what does the Sabbath mean for us? If the small church was the genesis of the church in the Bible, what does that say to large churches? Describe what holiness looks like for the 21st century. If Jesus were walking through America today, what would he say to modern day racism and injustice? How should we, as church staff members, balance the doing for God and the being with God according to Scripture?
Joshua, you're old and there's a lot of land yet to be taken. All right? God was very frank with Joshua, and I think it's good for us to be realistic in our idealism and to be idealistic in our realism. The rhythm of Bible Journey is pretty simple and straightforward. We start in the text and say, what does it say and how does it say it? Then we go behind the text to get more three-dimension and color. What's the cultural and geographical and historical context? And then we go across the bridge into our world and say, what's in front of the text? What are the implications for the Bible in our world? Most people really need a guide to help them get across the bridge into the Bible and to make their way back again. If you're serious about Bible study, we're serious about helping you.
Because it changes you. It helps you understand your purpose. It helps you understand your calling. And it gives you a sense of peace and just a greater understanding of what you're doing with your life and who you're following.